I'm going to get started right away on the show. Just a few announcements. This Thursday, in a couple of days, I'm going to be at White Pearl Med-Eye Spa. Yep, White Pearl Med-Eye Spa. Doing mini readings. They're going to have a lot of specials and some events going on. So go ahead and if you're in the Des Plaines or Chicago area or anywhere near that, join us. Come on in. It will be an amazing event. It runs from 4 until 7 p.m. Okay, next, I'll never reach out to you. I've had a couple of my, clients and friends reach out to me, especially over the past couple of weeks, telling me that on their social media, some scammer is reaching out to them and saying, hey, you need this or you need that. Don't pay attention to that. That is not me. And somebody who only scammers reach out to people. Only frauds and scammers have to reach out to people and try to scare them or tempt them into paying money. Don't do that. Don't be scammed by them. And ironically, they copy and paste the same message for everyone. So just please don't be scammed. Don't waste your money on someone who's not even authentic, okay? The next thing, I am here for approximately 60 minutes of answering your questions and helping you connect with loved ones on the other side. If you would like to call in and ask a question, the call-in number is 845-277-9131. Yep, I think, let me double check, make sure that's the number, 845-277-9131. And if you want to ask a question, you have to make sure to push the 1 on your keypad. Otherwise, I won't click on you, because that's the way I know the difference between people who have a question and people who are just listening via the call-in. If you are watching live on YouTube, you can post a question in the chat and I will get to you as soon as possible. Yes. Okay. So I think that's everything. I usually do names at the beginning of the show and songs, but okay, I'll do names today. The names Joe or Joey, Joseph, that name is coming through in any of the ways you would say it. Remember, these can be pets' names, nicknames, or something that just reminds you, not me, you of your loved ones. I'm hearing Chachi, and then the conga, and I'm hearing Labyrinth or Labyrinth. Okay, and then I'm hearing Mariah, I'm hearing Chelsea. And remember, these could be names of people, places, things, locations. The name Lucy or Lucille, Edna, Bertha, Beatrice, Mike, George, and one more. Dodge, like Dodge. And it could be Dodger. it might be Dodger. So those are the names that I am hearing, and I hope that that is helpful for you guys. Remember, if you hear a name of a person, place, or thing, it can be a confirmation your loved one is with you and they are always with you. It can be that you are, it could be the answer to a question too, but in this case, I think today, mostly just that they are your loved ones are with you. So, we are going to get started. I'm going to start with taking a call. Again, the call-in number is 845-277-9131. And then I'll alternate between questions in the chat and people who have called in. So let's get started. The first caller, 318. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Miss Toni. This is Letitia calling from Louisiana.
Hey, Letitia, how can I help you today?
Yes, I wanted to know, when will I receive my dad's inheritance? It's been over a year, and I still haven't received any papers or anything.
Okay, and excuse me, you've been checking on it, correct?
Yes.
I'm just asking them, so I'm sorry for the silence. I'm just asking them what's going on. Why hasn't this come through? Everything is seemingly in order, and I feel like it should. Is this going? Why are they going to give it to you? They are going to give it to you. Okay, then why is it?
Okay.
Why? What's going on? Or here's the way I'm going to say this. They are going to cut a check. I don't know what they would be, where there's the fight. I don't know. They're using the word fight, so I'm using the word fight, but I kind of hear, well, not kind of, what I'm hearing is they're fighting it. So whether this is amongst family members or on the insurance company or something in the probate, someplace, there's something that is like, like kind of fighting it, but it is going to come through. Now, I know you probably would, and I need to say this to you, and it's really important that I want you to hear it, of course, but let it absorb into you. Let it really absorb.
Okay.
And I have goosebumps on every ounce of my body as I go to say this to you. You need to understand this. You don't need to hear this. You need to understand this. Part of the reason that this is taking a bit of time to get to you is because when it lands in your lap, you need to know, I'm just going to say it as bluntly as they are, you need to know who your real people are and who they aren't, and you need to know who you can trust and who you can't, and they don't want you. You're not a bank, so don't become one, is the statement I'm hearing. This is supposed to be for you. Whatever comes to you is for you. And if it was meant for someone else, they would have gotten it. And don't trust. I just see, I am so sorry. I'm giggling at this. I just see like people with their hands open, like palms up, like in front of you, like this is really gonna. Not everybody is going to understand this, but from Popeye, can I get 2 burgers today and I'll pay you on Wednesday? No, there are no burgers. No. And
That is funny.
when, so I'm so happy you're laughing at that. But what I'm really getting here is people will not they're going to think, when people think life insurance, they think, oh my God, you're like a millionaire now. And no, I'm not. And second, um, they're going to assume because you're going to give, and no, don't give. I don't care who it is. And this isn't me. You can, according to me, you can do what you want. This is according to them. Whatever you put out will not come back, because people will think, well, you didn't do anything for it. And second, if they don't have it, they won't be able to give it back. And third, they'll think it doesn't matter because you just have, so you don't need it the way they do. So no handouts, no borrowing, no nothing. And this is something you needed to really get and understand for yourself, and have this time to see that and be prepared for it. And then the other end of it is, there is going to be a little bit of a tug of war. Just follow the paperwork to the T and you're going to be fine. Now, I hear February, but there's something in the background that is making this a little bit more complicated. So, but I do hear February. So let's hope by February it's coming into you. Is there something stopping or blocking this? One of the biggest things I keep getting when I ask what's stopping or blocking this, I hear the word complicated. I hear the word fight. So don't, whomever this is for, if there's going to be like a tug of war or a fight over this, follow the letter of the law. Just follow it the way it's supposed to be. And second, don't, again, I know I already said this, don't feed mouths you didn't, I don't know. Don't feed mouths you didn't birth, but don't even feed the mouths you birthed. Okay. So like, I don't like, don't
Okay.
give it away. Don't give your treasure to people who don't deserve it. It's meant for you. And
Okay.
you really need to be strong about that. And then the third thing I'm hearing for you, and this is really important also, don't, never, ever, ever tell anybody if it's $1 or however much it is. Just say, oh, it wasn't as much as we thought it would be. Do not tell anybody the amount, because I will tell you, there are people out here that think, oh, you have $5, I can get 4. Sir, walk on. Just, sir, walk on. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are just about them and what they need, and they don't really stop to think about you. And especially, there are a couple people in your circle, I'm hearing, sweetie, that are really, they're like vultures. Like, they're going to pick the bone.
Yes,
and
they are.
And then they're just going to fly. They're going to freaking fly away, and they're never going to look back, and they won't care that they left you with nothing. And so what I need you to do, and when I say it's not me, it's your peeps from above. They are really, 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 really stressing. Don't feed the vultures. Don't feed the vultures. And always, no matter what, say, well, there were a lot of expenses. It wasn't as much as we thought it would be, yada, yada. And put it in something that is protected. Okay. That's what I have for
Okay.
you, love. I hope that's really helpful. And I think
Yes, it was.
if it doesn't come in before the holidays, that's a blessing and a lesson because, and I'm just saying what I'm hearing, you would have a happy holiday for everybody. And it's not supposed
Yes,
to,
that's what I wanted. I
no.
wanted to be able to be a blessing to people during the holidays, like the homeless. I wanted to volunteer and help the homeless with that some of that money.
Okay, so here's and that's again that is what this is I need you to go back tomorrow and the next day and the next day and listen to this again and again and again. And here's what I'm going to
Okay.
tell you. If you want to be a blessing and volunteer, please by all means volunteer. But um and I know a lot of people will not understand. I understand why you're saying this, but what I'm hearing for you is hold on to what you get because it can go faster than you would even understand. It can go very fast.
Okay.
And and again, I'm going to say this, and again, part of the reason you're not getting it, if you do not get it before the holidays, is because you need to learn that lesson to not give your treasure away. You can give time, you can give your time, go volunteer, feed. I've done that. I've gone, I volunteered, I fed the homeless, yada yada. You can do that, but hold on to what what you get. Hold on to it. Don't start giving it away before you even get it. And make sure you have because I'm going to say this too. And anybody who's been in this situation will completely understand it. It goes very quickly on everyday things. And when you get a bigger amount at once, when you're not used to getting that amount, the reality of how quickly that can go doesn't really sit with you. And then a year or 2 years later, you're sitting there going, but where did it all go? But what happened to it? So what I'm hearing for you, sweetie, hold on for 6 months. Once you get it for 6 months, other than paying bills and buying groceries, which in today's world, right? Don't make any obligation to anything or anyone concerning giving it to anyone or anything. Instead, for 6 months, make a plan, put it in something safe, like an irrevocable trust, and allow
write that down.
Allow yourself to have somewhat of a secure future. And once you've had it for 6 months and you are more understanding it, you can then make better decisions about it. Does that make sense to you, sweetie?
Yes, ma'am. I'm writing it all down.
Okay, and you can come back and listen to this again and again, and it will help you to parts you may have missed right now, you'll pick up later on. But it's so important for anyone that gets a lump sum of money, no matter what that sum of money is. It goes very quickly, and you want to be very practical about it. Okay, love?
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Toni.
You are so welcome, and call back anytime. I'm happy to help answer any questions you may have. The call-in number is 845-277-9131. And I'm going to go to my first question and the chat. And if you are in the chat, if you're on YouTube, thank you for being here. Give it a, if you want to know every time I come on, please subscribe. That'll tell you when I'm doing a show, so on and so forth. Drops of Jupiter wants to know if I have to find it. Does my husband, Jim, have any message regarding our son? And I did ask her, because I was getting a message. So I did ask her how old he was, and does this have something to do with addiction? And I did that in the chat before the show started. Yes, he is in pain, but comes after me. And okay, so thank you very much for sharing that. And here's what I am getting for you. First and foremost, I hear gambling, and I know there are other things going on other than that. Okay. And gambling doesn't have to mean literally at the casino, but drops of Jupiter, that is what I'm hearing. And if you want to jump in the comments while I'm doing this and confirm or not confirm anything, that would be amazing. The next thing I'm hearing is I can't say it that way. We need to change the verbiage on that. Don't take poop that's not yours. Don't, just because somebody puts a plate of poop in front of you, it doesn't mean you have to eat it. Okay. Just because you're related to somebody, it doesn't matter how you're related. It doesn't mean you have to allow them to behave in any way with you. It doesn't matter if this is because of addiction, because of sorrow. Everybody, you're hurting too. You're not taking it out on him. You're not attacking him. And he's not 12. He's a full-grown person that needs to be responsible and respectful, or he can take a timeout. Now, I have a theory with people. If you want to act like a toddler, I'm going to treat you like one. I'm going to put you in a corner. I'm going to not communicate with you. And when you learn how to treat a person, namely me, we can communicate again. But you're going to be walking on thin ice, because if you do the same thing again, I'm going to, crack that ice and let you fall through and say bye. There's no reason that anyone should treat anybody in a disrespectful way, especially continuously. The message for you, and this is more about you than your son, don't make excuses. Do not make excuses for people's bad behaviors. They have enough of their own excuses. They have enough of their own reasons why. We don't need, I'm going to go a little bit to the left with this conversation. When we're with people, they don't even need to make up excuses to us. We make them up. Oh, they're probably having a bad day. Who cares? Who isn't having a bad day? Oh, they probably didn't understand, or, oh, maybe they meant it. No, stop making excuses for people. Stop justifying bad behavior. Do you know whose life gets a lot better when we stop taking poop from everybody else? Ours. And that's our right. There's nothing in this world that says we, you, anybody is supposed to put up with bad behavior, disrespect from anybody for any reason. Listen, if he were 2 and behaving this way, you would have changed his diaper, stuck a bottle in his mouth, and put him to bed. He's not 2. You can't do that. The only thing you can do is not allow him to treat you in a way that you don't deserve. Do that. He'll learn. He will learn very, very quickly that if he does not treat you appropriately, he doesn't get to be in your life. And that's for everybody. I mean, there's no justification, no excuse for that. And that's what I have for you today. I hope that's very, 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 very helpful. I'm going to go to the next caller. I think 518 is the next caller. 518, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Well, yes, I'm Val. I'm in New York.
Hey there. How can I help you today?
I know this is going to sound a bit odd, but I feel I don't even know where to go with this. Something is going on kind of around me. I feel a little not oblivious. It seems very strange. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm trying to find the right words without sounding like an idiot. I don't know. Do you have any? Go ahead.
Let's do this, love. If you were putting this in the form of a question, how would that question sound?
Okay. Let me think. I don't want to hold you up. I'm just trying to think of the right words. Okay. What is I feel like I'm being a bit harassed, but I'm uncertain what is going on.
Okay, thank you. So
I don't know if that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, it does. It's helpful, and I do get a confirmation on that. Is this
okay
at home in a work situation? Give me the environment, and from there we'll go.
It's more of a personal, nothing to do with work.
Okay.
It's personal.
Personal. Okay. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do for you, and everybody listening, if anybody is being harassed or bothered or getting unwanted anything from anybody, we're going to clear, heal, release that, pull all of it out, all that caused it, all that kept it, and really work on healing the situation. The second thing is, I think a lot of what I said for the last question is, any place there's any harassment, try to avert from it. So if you have a situation where there's someone in your personal life or not in your case, but anybody else in your work life that is not a decent person or is in any way vague or passive aggressively in any way being harassing, or just, you just don't like it, just go a little bit out of your way to not experience it. The other thing that I'm getting for you is there's not a lot you can do with this particular situation except for avoid it as much as you can. If there's ever anything you can document, by all means, document it in the best way you can, video, text, whatever. But the bigger thing is, and I cannot express this strongly enough, there is something really going on with some people out here. Now, I'm not going to dive really deep down this, but there is a lot of undiagnosed mental illness in our society.
Oh, you're not kidding.
No, I'm really not kidding. I'm really not joking, but here's the thing, and this is really important to pay attention to. Not only is there the undiagnosed, unmedicated mental illness out there, but there's the diagnosed, mismedicated, over-medicated, under-medicated mental illness out there. And we don't know what we're dealing with. So we just avoid it at all costs. We walk the other way. We look the other way. We do what we have to do to keep ourselves safe and protected, because what's going on may not have anything at all to do with us. It may have so much to do with what's going on in their own head, in their own mind, in their own life. So the biggest thing that I am getting for you is to just, be safe, avoid this at all costs. And if you do need to at some point get into a safer area, situation, whatever you want to call it. Okay, love?
Yes, but I guess I should have asked you, and now after you said everything, and I appreciate everything that you said, do you have an idea of who it might be? I mean, I'm racking my brain. I have a little bit of a thought or two, but I'm racking my brain and I can't figure it out. I mean, I'm at a loss. I am at a loss. I just don't understand. Do you have a clue who you could suggest? I mean,
So here's what I can kind of say to you, and hopefully this will be a little bit helpful for you. It's probably, it might not be who you think it is. It might be, I want to say it's not, it might not be who you think it is, and it might not be for the reason you think it is. But the bigger thing is just, and I know it's very difficult, just avoid at all cost. Avoid situations at all costs. I'm so sorry. Excuse my froggy throat. Avoid any whatever it is. Avert is the word I'm hearing. Okay, love? That is what I have for you. I really hope that's helpful. I'm going to go to the next question on YouTube. And again, you can post your question in the chat. You can call in 845-277-9131. If I cannot get to your question today or your call, I do private sessions. You can go to my website and get the information. TONIG.info is the website. If you have a lot of questions, or there's it's going to take a bit of time, because I allow everybody one question per show or one connection to a loved one up above. So if you have more or you need more, by all means, schedule a session with me. Hi, Toni. This is from Lynn. Do you see a significant guy coming into my life anytime soon? Thank you very much. Yes, I do. I don't know what you consider soon. February. I feel like February is a very strong month for someone to come in for you. I do feel like in April, if things, is this the same person? Yeah. If somebody comes in February, it might start to get traction in April, because I hear February and then I hear April, and April is much stronger. So this can mean one of two things. Somebody comes in February and then somebody comes in April, or somebody comes in February and then in April, it actually begins to take traction and take off. When this happens, you'll know, is it true? I'm getting it's one person. So sometimes, and due to life and life circumstances, we might meet someone, but it doesn't really take off right away. It might be difficult in the beginning. So just in February, I feel there's the potential for somebody to come in February. You're going to meet this person organically. Oh my gosh, you guys, organically. I need to tell you guys, my head is still so stuffed up, like there's an echo in my ears still. So please bear with me as I get the last of this, hopefully out of my system. You're going to meet this person organically. You're going to meet them. I can tell you what I see. This is not an exact, it's an example, meaning something like this. Okay. When you're out and about, possibly running errands, like doing your daily stuff. Um, where, what type of place is that? It's like I see like it's really quite interesting because I see like still in like winter to spring garments. That's just letting me know the time of year it is, which would be again that February time. And then I see you are like outside, but it's not like I'm not seeing inside of like a grocery or inside of a restaurant, but you are grabbing, like if there's something, like you know how we don't have this where I live, but in other states or cities they have where you can go up and they have all the fresh produce sitting out like on the sidewalk. It's something similar to that, but not that exactly. Okay, I'm just going to let that go because I think I've tried to over explain that to the end, and I think we all get it. So when I call thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much, Lynn. When I say your area code please give me your name and where you're calling from, and then an exact question about life, love, career, finances, or if you want to connect with a loved one on the other side, I just need their first name and their relationship to you. This does two things. First and foremost, it gives me permission to go into that area of your life and get that information. But most importantly, and second, it helps to keep a flow going so I can get to as many people as possible on the show today. Here we go, 352. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Toni. This is Joanna in Florida.
Hey, how can I help you today?
Hi. I'm so sorry. The lawn people are outside in case you hear that background. Okay. I'll try to make it briefer. I have a next door neighbor who has the entire time she's lived there violated all of my rights, violated all of the terms of our lease. And all of the times that I have reported her, they've done nothing. So they're like treating us differently. Her lease is due for renewal at December 31st. And I wondered if you saw them allowing her to renew her lease. Like, do I have to go through this another year, basically?
Okay, so here's what I am going to say to you. You will probably move before she does.
Got you.
She is, how old is she, love? Love, approximately how old is she?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. I apologize, Toni. She's probably around 30 or 31.
Okay. For whatever reason, thank you for that. For whatever reason, they are not, if they get rid of, this is a little bit of what I'm thinking. If they get rid of one, they'll get rid of both. It will probably be for the way everything is sitting right now, how everything is, you will probably end up leaving before she does if you make that choice.
Right.
I feel like she's not going to go any place. She kind of feels like she rules the roost, if you will. And
Yeah.
she doesn't really understand things the same way you do. And the one thing I'm picking up here, and this is really important to understand, I'm getting an energy of manipulation. So whatever
Yes.
that is with this situation, you're not we want everything to be fair and right and wrong, and this person's doing this and act on it. Sometimes people be peopling, and people who know how to work other people or are manipulative or whatever. And I'm going to tell you, this is the people who work or are the at the rental place or whatever you want to call it. uh, this is not part of their job. This is not part of their job description. They don't know or want to deal with disagreements between tenants. They just want to get it over with as quickly as possible, and they get many of them from many people and other things. So what I'm going to say to you is, if you want to be clear of this, it might be in your best interest to start looking for when it's your time or your lease is up. But I feel like she might not be going anyplace. And remember, there are people who are just they're manipulative, but they're also a little unhappy, or she just feels like she rules the roost, and she has the right to do
Yes.
what she wants. Even if you catch her, this is what I'm getting. And if I were in your situation, I would definitely be looking or searching for another space. But even if you caught her breaking a law, they would just tell you to call the police and try to stay out of it. Okay. So what I'm getting
Yeah,
here,
I have been. Yeah.
they don't want to deal with it, understandably. So you're going to have to take the best action for you. Okay, sweetie?
Yes, bless you. I have been looking. That's what I thought. I figured I would probably be moving quicker than she. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You got everything 100%.
Yeah.
Bless you so much. Thank you for your time.
You are so welcome. Now, here's what else I'll say very quickly. If anyone is in a situation with a complex, an apartment complex, that they are being, this is just a message coming in, so take it for those who need it. If there is a case, a legitimate case of being harassed and bullied and abused, or your rights are not being followed, you can go through the action if you have sufficient evidence to bring a civil suit that the complex did not give you a safe living space. This is part of their agreement to their tenants that they are giving you a safe living space. And if you've addressed this with them and they're not taking care of it, and you have the evidence and you have what they've said back and forth to you, you can bring a civil suit. Will you win? I don't know. Will it change their behavior? 100%. Will it cost you money? Probably, unless it's a class action suit, an attorney picks it up on a contingency basis. You have to, pick your battles, win your war. Or is it just easier to relocate to someplace, even another apartment in the unit that doesn't deal with that or have her near? Okay, that's what I have on that. We're going to go here to the next one. Hi, Toni. Could you tell me why my friend Charles is not coming to Florida? Thanks, Julie. Julie, why is Charles not? He doesn't want to. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at how blatantly they just said that. He really, at this time, doesn't want to. Um, Listen, there's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot going on with people and work and money, and it could be for any number of reasons. I feel like Charles is not being completely transparent with you about why, but typically, I always say this to my females, to my women. We expect men to converse with us like our bestie does, like our other female friends. We expect men to give us every detail of every story and every, like, and then he said this and she said that and you won't believe. And no, that's just not men. Men are more in alignment with, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. And then if they're talking to another dude, it's like, yeah, okay. It's not like, why not? What happened? But can't you try this? No, that's a total chick thing, a total woman thing. Men are more like, nope. And that's a complete sentence to them. It is never a complete sentence to, even yes is not a complete sentence to a woman. Like, we have the story, the backstory, and then the another story that we tell with it. Okay. That is not a man thing. And we really hope our male friends and partners will be more forthcoming. It's not genetic to them. 9 times out of 10, it is not genetic to them. I feel like there are things he's not being transparent about. I feel like whatever's going on, just let it be. Let Eventually, if this is backed off of, and let Charles decide if and when he will make an appearance and how that is going to look and feel to him. I feel like he doesn't want pressure, and he's not going to explain no matter what, but for now, this is just what it is. At this point in time, he really doesn't want to. And I don't know, Julie, I don't think that has anything to do with you personally. He could be like, I don't want to go because A, financially, or B, work, or C, there's all these hurricanes and stuff going on there, or D, it could be any one of a million reasons, and we just respect that they don't. That's a thing. We just have to respect the choice and move on. And that is what I have for you. And Julie, there have been times when you haven't wanted to do something and you didn't want to explain why, because maybe you cared about the person and didn't want to just be like having to explain it all to them. I know a lot of times people with family members or close friends, when they're asking them to do something, they might not want to do it, but not say, well, I don't really feel like doing that with you. Do you know what I mean? So please, don't take it personally. Just move on, and when it happens, it happens. Okay, 352. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, you got me, Toni.
Oh,
I'm sitting here listening. You already got to my question. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for letting me know that. 814, you're the next caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Amy and I'm calling from Pennsylvania. And my question is, there's a job that I'm putting in for with PA Department of Education as a fiscal management job. Do you see me getting that job?
Oh my gosh, I see you having a really, really solid shot at it. I feel like it would be a very good fit for you. You have a really good shot at it. One thing I am going to say to you, typically the Department of Education, schools, teachers, yada, yada, they promote from within, but you do have a very solid shot at it. Okay. I do see this having really good potential. I cannot tell you honestly you're going to get this right now, but I can tell you you have everything they're looking for, and you would be a really good fit. So please put in, tweak your resume, the application, use AI and make it fit and send it in. Okay, love?
Okay, thank you so much, Toni.
You are so welcome. And it goes without saying, do not quit your current position until you are in another position. Please do not quit your current position until you are solidly in another position. Okay. Let's see what this is. Oops. Come on now. Paul wants to say, I don't know how to send this to I don't know how to, there we go. That works. Hello, Toni. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Toni. Can the spirit guide talk to us when we are sleeping? Thank you, from the USA. Okay, I think I read that the way he's meant it. Can spirit guides talk to us when we are sleeping? Absolutely. One thing I want to say about this, Paul, is this. Anything that comes from above, from our guides, our loved ones, our angels, our team, our spirit team, is always of love and light. It's always encouraging. It's blessings. It's words of blessings. It's always loving. If it's a warning, it will even be a loving warning. If it's coming in a way that is negative or fills us with fear, it is not coming from our guides or our spirit team. That's one way you can know the difference. The second way you can know the difference between what is of your spirit team, your angels, your guides, and what is not is the way it makes you feel. Whenever you're communicating with your spirit team, whether it be angels, guides, loved ones, you are going to feel lighter, happier, giddy even. You will feel euphoric. Your energy will feel lighter. If it is not your team, if it is not of love and light, angels, guides, whatever it is, the first thing you will feel is like a heaviness, a heavier energy. You'll start to feel drained and tired. You'll start to feel like lethargic is what they're saying. And you'll get agitated. Your mood will go because the message is, and for those of you listening, sucky, down, not up, down. So you want to make sure you are feeling and sensing all of the message, to have discernment of, is this coming from love or is this coming from something else? Now, I'm going to go one step further with this and say, sometimes messages come even from ego. And when we're getting messages from ego or that fulfill our ego, we might be really happy, like, oh yeah, that's what I want. Like if we get that message, I don't know what examples. Yeah, go for that guy or that girl, even though they're in a relationship, because I'd be the better person. That's in nobody's best interest, but I'm not judging. I'm just saying that would be, even though you might feel good about that message, that's a message that comes from ego, not from spirit. Because spirit, 9 times out of 10, would say, let them close that out and start something new. And I'm not judging. Please don't think I'm judging. But anything that comes from spirit is going to make you feel lighter, healthier, happier. It's going to be a peaceful message, and it will make sense. Even if you don't understand all of the details of it, you are going to feel that it's accurate. It's an accurate download. And while we are sleeping, our spirit team is healing us. They're downloading messages to us, and they're helping to guide us on our path. So yes, I hope that's very, very helpful, Paul. Okay, next we are going to go to, do I have time? Yes. 205. Oops, 205. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Toni. This is Patricia. I'm calling from Alabama. Thank you so much for taking my call. Today, I would like if you could reach out to my father. His name is Willie
Yep. Okay.
James. And I want to know how to move forward when it pertaining to my uncle now that we've gone to court and we've asked for conservatorship over money, but guardianship, me and my sister, was denied. We think that an individual who we brought up that was it's a fiduciary. We think he's the reason why we were blocked. And I just want to know how to move forward because I feel like I failed my uncle.
Okay, so we have to remember in life, we can try to do what we feel is best, but everybody has a path. And how do I say this? So even though we feel like we could do what is best for our loved one and their life and their journey, there may be some contract from the other side pre-birth that comes in and says this is the way it's going to be done. Okay, what you can do if you want to give it one more try is proof. I'm hearing proof of medical, meaning what is your uncle's cognitive abilities, and then from there, if he has deemed to be cognitively well enough to make the choice, what is your uncle's choice, and then if he is not, the presentation of why you and your sister are the best choice, whether it's because geographically you're the closest, because you have the biggest bond with them, because these are your decisions. I do feel like there is someone who is it's almost like somebody has moved themselves in either physically or
90 seconds.
If they haven't literally moved themselves into this situation, like living in the same thing, they've really already tried to move themselves in energetically. And that's the thing. Just find out the medical, what medically.
We did, Toni. We had him. We hired an expert.
Okay, I would love to
60 seconds
to hear the rest of this and help you with it, but there's 60 seconds left in the show and you are going to get cut off as you're talking. So I just ended it there. If you've already done the medical steps, then the only other thing you can do is try one more time and see if it goes through, and ask your uncle, communicate with your uncle the best you can. If you need more help with this, I'm happy to help you on the other end in a private session, but unfortunately the show's about to end. I want to thank everybody that has joined me here today. I'm so grateful for you being here on the show with me. I will be back Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thank you again so much.